If two of the most relentless fighters in their respective universes collided in a battle with each other, the outcome would be nothing short of legendary. Wolverine, from the Marvel Universe, is the nearly indestructible mutant with adamantium claws and a powerful, fast-acting healing factor. Darth Maul, from the Star Wars universe, is the Sith Lord, whose mastery of the dark side and unparalleled skill with a double-bladed lightsaber make him one of the deadliest fighters in the galaxy. Both are battle-hardened, both have taken down enemies of staggering power, and both fight with a level of ferocity that borders on the primal. But when they are pitted against one another in an all-out fight, who comes out victorious? In this video, we will examine the unique strengths, abilities, and weaknesses of both characters, and then pit them against each other in a hypothetical scenario to determine which one would be the more likely victor in a direct confrontation. Wolverine, also known as Logan, has fought some of the most dangerous enemies in the Marvel Universe. From Sabretooth, his longtime nemesis who shares his healing factor and animalistic rage, to the Hulk, whose sheer power and durability dwarf most opponents, Wolverine has never backed down from a fight. His claws have sliced through beings of godlike strength, his durability has allowed him to survive nuclear explosions, and his healing factor ensures that even mortal wounds become mere inconveniences. His combat training is vast, having been honed through centuries of battle experience, making him not just a savage fighter, but also a highly skilled one. Darth Maul, on the other hand, is a Sith warrior bred for combat. Trained from childhood by Darth Sidious, Maul is the pinnacle of Sith aggression and discipline. His fights against Jedi Masters like Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi showcased his exceptional prowess with the lightsaber, his speed, and his acrobatics. Even after being cut in half and left for dead, Maul survived, showcasing an iron will and resilience akin to Wolverine's own. Over time, he became a feared crime lord and continued to battle some of the galaxy's greatest warriors, proving that his skills were not diminished by his injuries. His connection to the dark side allows him to use the Force for enhanced speed, agility, and telekinesis, giving him an arsenal beyond mere melee combat. One of the most hotly debated elements of this fight would be whether Maul's lightsaber could cut through Wolverine's adamantium claws. While Star Wars lore suggests that lightsabers can cut through nearly anything, there are metals that are resistant to lightsaber blades, such as Beskar, which is the metal used by Mandalorians in their armor. Adamantium has been depicted as one of the most indestructible metals in Marvel Comics. While no official crossover has confirmed their interaction, the prevailing consensus is that metals like adamantium and vibranium would be resistant to the heat and energy of a lightsaber. This fact immediately levels the playing field, as Wolverine can block Maul's attacks without fear of having his claws sliced apart. However, this does not mean that Wolverine is immune to Maul's strikes. His body remains vulnerable, even if his skeleton is not. Wolverine's primary weakness is that, despite his healing factor, he is not invincible. He feels pain, he can be incapacitated, and he can be overwhelmed. While he recovers from injuries at an astonishing rate, damage still slows him down, and if he is restrained or taken out of commission, he can be beaten. Another disadvantage Wolverine would have in this fight is that he is not Force-sensitive. When Force users fight each other, they rely heavily on their ability to anticipate attacks. The fact that Wolverine wouldn't be capable of doing this in a fight with Maul would give him a serious disadvantage. On the other hand, Darth Maul has one glaring vulnerability in this matchup. He does not have a healing factor, and his endurance is outmatched by Wolverine's. Unlike Wolverine, Maul cannot absorb and recover from repeatedly being wounded, and in a prolonged battle, Wolverine has the potential to wear him down with his relentless aggression. There's also the issue of Maul's overconfidence, which sometimes leads him to underestimate his opponents. And Wolverine is most definitely an opponent that he would do well to not underestimate. And now we will imagine a hypothetical scenario where Wolverine and Darth Maul would face each other in a fight. But before that, We post weekly videos like this one, pitting iconic characters against each other to determine who would win. If you enjoy this video, it helps out this channel a lot if you like, comment, and of course, subscribe. Also, I've had multiple people asking to listen to some of the music featured in these videos. I have another channel called Monumental Music, where I will be sharing some of the original cinematic soundtracks, and I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to check that out. Now back to the video. In this hypothetical scenario, Wolverine is transported to the Star Wars universe due to an accidental multiversal breach during an X-Men mission. Stranded in an unfamiliar galaxy, he finds himself on the grassy plains of Naboo during the events of the Phantom Menace. While exploring this strange new world, he is sensed by Darth Maul, who mistakes him for a Jedi or a new adversary sent to challenge him. With his master's orders to eliminate any threats, Maul engages Wolverine in battle without hesitation. The fight begins with Maul igniting his double-bladed lightsaber and lunging at Wolverine in a rapid acrobatic assault. Wolverine, using his adamantium claws, manages to block several strikes, the sound of metal clashing against energy ringing through the air. However, Maul's speed is overwhelming. Wolverine, lacking the precognitive reflexes of a Jedi, struggles to keep up with Maul's fluid and unpredictable attacks. Strike after strike lands on Wolverine, searing flesh and muscle, but none of the wounds prove fatal. Wolverine grits his teeth through the pain, his body rapidly healing as he snarls and slashes back. A lucky strike finds its mark, and Wolverine's claws cut across Maul's chest, opening a deep wound. Maul staggers but does not fall. With a snarl of rage, he extends a hand and uses the Force to launch Wolverine backward, sending him crashing into a stone wall with bone-shattering force. But before Maul can capitalize on the moment, Wolverine rises, eyes blazing with unrelenting fury. The fight has triggered his berserker rage, and now Logan is an unstoppable force of nature. Maul continues to attack, but each time he slices into Wolverine, the wounds almost instantly begin to heal. The Sith Lord tries to use the Force to hurl his opponent away, but Wolverine keeps coming, lunging and slashing with reckless abandon. Maul begins to tire. While he is an exceptional combatant, his stamina is not infinite. Wolverine, however, he does not stop. He does not relent, and regardless of the damage that Maul inflicts on him, he continues to fight back again and again. In the end, Maul's downfall is his own mortality. While he is one of the deadliest fighters in Star Wars history, he is still flesh and blood. Wolverine, with his near-immortality and unbreakable skeleton, is built for endurance. Eventually, Maul makes a critical misstep. Perhaps it's an attempt at a final decisive Force attack or a lightsaber strike aimed to take Wolverine down for good. But it fails, and Wolverine capitalizes. With a feral growl, he drives his claws deep into Maul's chest, ending the fight in a final brutal instant. While different scenarios could yield different outcomes, the most probable result of a direct confrontation between these two warriors is a victory for Wolverine. His healing factor, unbreakable adamantium skeleton, and sheer tenacity give him an advantage in a prolonged battle. That being said, it needs to be emphasized just how difficult of a fight that this would be for Wolverine. Maul would dominate in the fight early on with his speed, skill, Force abilities, and lightsaber attacks, which would surely cause a lot of damage to Wolverine. But as time wore on, he would tire while Wolverine would persist. In the end, the Sith's mortal limitations would cost him against a man who simply refuses to die. Thanks for watching. We post weekly videos like this one, pitting various iconic characters against each other to determine who would win. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our new videos.